Preterite and imperfect, conjugation only. It won't go. Okay. Past tense. Just like how words in English change when talking in the present and past tense, Spanish verbs also change in the past tense. But there are two different forms, preterite and imperfect. Preterite, specific actions that happened in the past with an implied beginning and ending like events on a timeline. Example, ella llegó ayer. Imperfect, general actions that happened in the past with no definite beginning or ending. For example, ellos llegaban de vez en cuando. Preterite. The preterite tense is used when describing past events with a specific ending. These past actions are seen as completed. Ellos llegaron a la fiesta a las 8. They arrived at the party at 8 o'clock. There's a specific time, there's a specific ending. There's a specific time given for when they arrived at the party, therefore it should be conjugated in the preterite tense. Preterite conjugations. To conjugate regular AR, ER, and I verbs in the preterite, simply drop the ending and add one of the following. For AR, you would drop the AR and add haste, o, or amos, estés, aron. Notice that the only accents for this chart are a and o. And then for ER and IR, you would drop the ER and IR endings and add iste, yo, imos, istes, and ieron. And same for this one, it's only the yo and el, and usted form where you add accents. Example, los compré, comprar, el año pasado las vísperas de Navidad. I bought these last year on Christmas Eve. There's a specific date for when they did that thing. They bought those on Christmas Eve. Specific time ending. Stem changers. Stem changers for the preterite and imperfect occur only when using the preterite and must be ER or IR verbs. There are no imperfect stem changes. Imperfect does not have stem changes. The stem changes occur only in the bottom left and right boxes of the verb chart, so only the el, ella, and usted form and the ellos, ellas, and ustedes forms. The stem changing verb follows the normal ER, IR preterite verb chart and has no stem change in the present tense. An example is O to U and E to I. So first, to stem change, you remove the ER and IR ending and add the preterite ER and IR chart ending. Example for the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form. Dormir, you take off IR, change to dorm, and then add the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form ending io, dormió. Lastly, if it's the bottom boxes, remember only the bottom boxes, it will stem change from O to U or E to I. An example is dormió, again, would go from dormió to durmió, O to U stem changing. Stem changers, double vowels. Double vowel stem changers occur only in the bottom left and right boxes for ER, IR verbs like normal stem changers when double vowels are present. An example is leer. These are slightly more complex than regular stem changers, so these are a little harder. There's more steps. First, you remove the ER and IR verb ending and then add the el, ella, usted, or ellos, ellas, ustedes ending. Remember, it's only the bottom left and right boxes. In the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form, leer would change from ER to le and then leío. Lastly, you change the I to a Y, bottom left and right boxes only, and then you're done. So leío would change from leío to leyó. Notice you kept the accent on that O. Leo es, I didn't keep the accent. Leo ese libro. He read that book. So leío to leyó. We do this stem change because we do any stem change because we're trying to keep the same sound. Leío and leyó. Leer and leyer. Leer, leío doesn't sound the same. So leer and leyó. It sounds the same. For UIR double vowel verbs, example destruir, you have to leave them as is. There's no change. So if they end in UIR, it would just be destruyó. No destruyó, it'd be destruío. Alright? For double vowel verbs in any other forms, yo, tú, nosotros, or vosotros, you simply change any leftover I's to have accents. So in the yo form, leí would change, ley, would it be ley? Yeah, ley to leí, or nos form, leemos to leímos. It won't click. Okay. Preterite irregulars. Preterite irregulars have their own conjugation chart for all AR, ER, and IR verbs. Notice there's no accents, and there's no accents at all for preterite irregulars. So it's just iste, o, So it's just iste o imos istes ieron. And remember, verbs with a J at the end of the stem, drop the I and just use eron. So example, traer changes to tra, as you can see, and would just become trajeron. So there's no I, so it wouldn't be trajeron, it's just trajeron. Drop the I for J stems. The irregular verbs for the preterite are tener changes to tuv, hacer, is, querer, quis, venir, vin, poder, pud, poner, pus, andar, anduv, saber, sub, traer, tra, estar, estuv, and deser, dig. To memorize all of these, there is a song, the preterite irregular song. Here's the link. You can copy and paste that into YouTube and go watch the song. It's really helpful. Okay. Preterite irregulars continued. The most common preterite verbs are ir, ser, ver, and dar. They each change slightly but still closely follow their regular conjugation chart. Ir and ser is supposed to be above fui, but whenever I present, it doesn't go above. So, ir and ser, they have the same conjugation. They're fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. Notice there's no accents anywhere. There's still no accents. Dar is di, diste, dio, dimos, disteis, and dieron. Ver is vi, viste, vio, vimos, visteis, and vieron. Like I said, notice ir and ser share the same forms in the preterite, and that the eo, ea, usted, and eos, eas, ustedes forms share or use fui, while the other forms use, they use fue, while the other forms use fui. So these top guys right here use fui, and these bottom two right here use fue. So you remember it as we are on top and they are on the bottom. Fui and we, and fue and they. Also notice for dar and bear, they're all the same except for their beginning letters. So D and V and diste and viste. And the only thing that changes is the D and the V. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video and answer these questions on your own, and then hit play when you're ready to practice. Okay. Mis amigos fueron. Ir changes to fui because it's an irregular verb. Because it's more than one friend, you use the eos, eas, and ustedes form to get fueron as the answer. So ir changes to fui. So ir changes to fui. Yeah, and then because it's the bottom two boxes, it's fueron. Fue, fueron. Tus padres durmieron. Durmieron. Notice the stem change right there for the dur. Because there's more than one parent, you use the eos, eas, and ustedes form and change the o to u because it's a stem changer to get durmieron as the answer. Yo di. Dar is an irregular, therefore it follows a different conjugation chart in the preterite, so when you use it in the yo form, you get di as the answer. Remember, dar is like the dar and ver, di, diste, dio. Mi familia viajó. The family is one group. It's not multiple people. Well, I mean it is, but it's only one group of multiple people. So, viajar changes to the el, ea, and usted form and get viajó as the answer. Nosotros corrimos. The we are running. Therefore, you would drop the ending of correr and add the nosotros ending to get corrimos as the answer. Martin y Miguel comieron. There are two people, therefore you would drop the ending of comer and add eos, eas, and ustedes form to get comieron as the answer. Tú y tus primos. There are two people, therefore you would drop the ending of volver and add the eos, eas, and ustedes form to get volvieron as the answer. Okay. Mi hermana y yo supimos. Saber is an irregular which changes to sup, and because you are using the nosotros form, you add on imos to get supimos as the answer. Alright, the imperfect. The imperfect tense is used when describing past events with no definite ending. These past actions have not been completed. Example, nosotros comíamos almuerzo juntos todos los días. We used to eat lunch together every day. So they did it every day, and you know that they used to. So it ended, but you don't know the specific time ending for when they stopped eating together. So it is conjugated in the imperfect tense because there's no definite ending. Imperfect conjugations. To conjugate regular AR, ER, and IR verbs in the imperfect, simply drop the ending and add one of the following endings. So, AR is aba, abas, aba, abamos, abais, aban. Notice the only one for AR endings with an accent is the nosotros form. However, on ER and IR endings, it's all of them. All of them have an accent. Ia, ias, ia, iamos, iais, and ian. An example is soler. Solía comprarlas cada Navidad. I used to buy those every Christmas. So you know that they stopped because it's used to, but you don't know when they stopped. So there's no definite ending, okay? Imperfect irregulars. There are only 3 irregular verbs in the imperfect: ser, ir, and ver, which is really great. It's a lot simpler. It's more simple than the preterite. So all you gotta do is memorize these 3. It's not super complicated. Ser is era, eras, era, éramos, erais, and era. Notice that ser only has an accent on the nosotros form as well, and so does ir, only an accent in the nosotros. However, ver has accents all over. So these are like the AR conjugations, and this one's like the ER and IR. Ir is iba, ibas, iba, ibamos, ibais, and iban. And then ver is veía, veías, veía, veía, veíamos, veíais, and veían. All you have to do is, oh, I already said that. Notice there is the only imperfect irregular that does not somewhat follow the normal imperfect conjugation chart. So ir and ver both follow imperfect, like aba for iba, and then ia and ias and ia. Those are both like the imperfect conjugations, but ser is era and eras, which has nothing to do with aba and ia for imperfect. So it's just like the black sheep, the odd one out. Kargar and zar verbs. Verbs with the endings kargar and zar change to ke, ge, and se, but only when used in the yo form. So this is the conjugation chart for kargar and zar verbs, but you only really have to worry about the yo form. So buscar would change to busqué for yo form, llegar to llegué, and empezar to empecé. It wouldn't be llegar. If you did the to form, it would not be llegueste. That doesn't sound right. Llegueste. No, it'd be llegaste. You'd keep it llegaste. But for the yo form, it would change to llegué. Alright, go ahead and pause the video and then play again for the answers. Okay. So, yo, nadaba en el lago. You are using the yo form, therefore you drop the AR from nadar and add aba to get nadaba as the answer. Ellos cocinaban en el horno. Horno is oven, in case you don't know. You are using the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form, therefore you drop the AR from cocinar to get cocinaba as the answer. Ella bailaba. You are using the el, ella, and usted form, therefore drop the AR from bailar and add aba to get bailaba as the answer. Mi familia miraba. One family, so only one thing. It's ello, and usted form, not ellos, ellas, and ustedes. So drop the AR from mirar and you add aba to get miraba as the answer. Rosa corría siempre. You're using the el, ella, and usted form. So drop ER from correr and add ia to get corría as the answer. Nunca abría la puerta. You're using the LA and usted form, therefore just drop the IR and add ia to get abría as the answer. Generalmente vendían casas. You're using the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form, so just drop the ER and add ian to get vendían as the answer. It's very simple, you're just dropping and adding. Los señores leían todo el tiempo. You're using the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form, so just drop the ER and add ian for señores to get leían as the answer. Notice it's not leían with a Y, it's not I to E, or excuse me, it's not I to Y stem changing, it's leían. Don't get that mixed. Alright, so that's the end. I hope you guys learned a little something.